good afternoon. My name is Meryl Joyce Colong. I am a second-year medical student from Davao Medical School Foundation. And today, I will be performing the examination of the shoulder. So, may I know your complete name?
Maiden second Sherlock Lane.
Your age? 9. How about your address?
Davao City, Kabantian, Oregon Street.
Are you still a student?
Yes.
What is your religion?
Christian.
Christian. Okay, so for the examination of the shoulder, first I will be having or taking a look at your shoulder as well as your scapula, and then I will be palpating different joints in the shoulder, and then I will also be assessing the range of motion, movements or maneuvers involving the shoulder. So before we start, Maynard, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so are you ready? Yeah? Okay, so first, I will be inspecting the shoulder, starting with the clavicle. And then the anterior shoulder. Okay, lateral side. And then posterior. Can you see? Okay, so balik dito. Will you sit straight? Okay. So, upon inspection, no, both sides of the shoulder is symmetrical, and then both shoulder girdles are also aligned. No, there are no swelling, deformities, muscle wasting, fasciculations, and abnormal positioning of the shoulder. Okay, so now I will proceed with the palpation, starting with the palpation of the sternoclavicular joint right here. Okay, going lateral to the acromioclavicular joint. So, masakit ba? Wala. Okay, this is the acromion. And then just below the acromion, going medially, we have the paracoid process right here. Masakit ba? Okay, then lateral, we have the greater tubercle. Masakit ba? And then, in between them, we have the biceps tendon right here. In the bicipital groove, masakit ba? Okay, so now we'll be palpating at the posterior portion. Could you please face the book for a while? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I will be palpating first the spine of the scapula right here, and as well as the borders of the scapula. May masakit ba? Wala. Okay. On the other side as well. Masakit ba? Wala. Okay, so you may now face, no. Sorry. So, next, I will be palpating, no, or looking for the subacromial bursa. Okay, I will be lifting the elbow posteriorly. Okay, so I'm going to look for the subacromial bursa. Masakit ba? Okay. Then, behind the acromion, we have the Supination, masakit. Infraspinatus, masakit ba? Teres minor, masakit ba? Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, sa face front, ay face lang ako. Okay. Bursa. And the Supination, masakit ba? Infraspinatus, may masakit ba? Teres minor, masakit ba? Okay, so, yun now face front. Okay, so upon palpation, no, wala namang pain or tenderness na notice. Okay, so before I proceed with the range of motion, recently may napansin ka bang pain sa shoulder? Wala naman. Okay, so for the range of motion, no, or I will be assessing the range of motion. So, for this part of the examination, going to ask you to stand up. Stand up lang po tayo. Okay. So, okay, so I'm going to ask you to raise your arms forward like this. Okay, and then over the head, down. So did you notice any pain? Okay, so next I'm going to ask you to raise your arms backwards or behind you. This one. Okay, do you feel any pain? Okay, back. And then going to ask you to raise your arms going sideways, like this one. Okay, did you feel any pain? Okay, and then going up towards the head. Okay, and then down. Did you feel any pain? Okay, so far so good. The next would be the crossover test. Okay, so for the crossover test, I'm going to ask you to raise your right arm like this one. Your right arm, please. Okay, 90-degree angle. And then cross it over towards your left. Your left. Okay. Do you feel any pain?
No.
Wala. Okay, on the other side, please. 90 degrees. Going to your left. Do you feel any pain? Okay, so far so good. Then, next would be, I'm going to ask you to put your hands behind your back towards your scapula, your armpit. Please, may I see? Okay, so may pain ba? Okay, then, okay, on the other side, please. Okay, so next would be, I'm going to ask you to raise your arm, okay, in having the same, or aligning with the shoulder, okay, and then move your arms up, rotate your arms up, masakit ba? Okay, down, on the other side please, okay, up, masakit ba? Okay, so far so good naman. Kasi, okay, so the purpose actually of assessing the range of motion is to check, no, whether there is pain or restrictions when performing those movements. So in your case, no, there are no movements or there are no pain or restrictions noted. Okay, which is a good thing. Then lastly would be the maneuver for the examination of the shoulder. Okay, so first we will start with the up please scratch test. Okay, so this is to assess the range of motion with regards to external rotation and abduction, as well as the internal rotation and adduction. Okay, so for this test, I'm going to ask you to rotate your arm towards the upper border of the scapula like this. Okay, so show it to the camera. Okay, may face here first. Okay. May I see? Okay, that's good. And then, the back, reaching for your scapula. Okay, that's good. So, may na-feel ka bang pain? Okay, the same thing on the other side. Okay, good. And then, over your shoulder, please. May na-feel ka bang pain? Okay, so, you have a negative athlete scratch test. Okay, next would be the NIRS impeachment test as well as the Hopkins impeachment test. So for the NIRS impeachment test, this is to check, no, or to diagnose actually for the presence of subacromial pathology. Okay, so we will start first with the NIRS impeachment test. So for the NIRS impeachment test, I'm going to ask you to okay, you may face there first at the wall. Okay, thank you so much for your cooperation. Okay, so I'm going to put my right hand at the scapula and then make sure your palm is facing outside, upwards. Okay, just relax your hands. Relax na po. Okay, relax your body. Okay, I'm going to raise it up. Okay, and down. May na-feel bang pain? Wala. Okay, on the other side. Facing outward, then up, and down. May pain ba? Okay, so you have a negative NIRS impeachment test. So next, for the Hopkins impeachment test, I'm going to ask you to raise your arms in 90-degree angle, starting with the right hand first. Slightly flex elbows. Okay, make sure your palms is facing downwards. Okay, so I'm going to move it or rotate it inwardly. May pain ba? Wala. Okay, good. On the other side, raise it, 90-degree angle, slightly flex elbow, palms facing downward, and rotating it inwardly. May pain ba? Wala. Okay, so you have a negative Hopkins impeachment test. So now, I'm going to test the strength of your supraspinatus and infraspinatus muscles. So first, I'm going to perform the empty can test. Okay, so for the empty can test, could you please raise your arms forward? Okay, 90-degree angle with your shoulder. And then let us rotate your hand inwardly. Then make sure your thumb is pointing downwards, please. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to press down your arms, okay? And then try your best to resist it, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so that's good. The next would be the infraspinatus muscle. So for the infraspinatus muscle, could you please put your arms to the side and then make sure your thumb is facing upwards. Okay, so going to try to rotate it first inward, outward. Masakit ba? Okay, on the other side. For a minute. Okay. Inward, outward. Okay, for a while. Okay, so next, okay. So put your hands, your arms to the side, and then try your best to resist my hand, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, may pain ba? Okay, on the other side, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, may pain ba? Wala. Okay, so far so good. And then lastly would be the supination of your forearms. So I'm going to ask you to your hands to be like this, and then invert it. Okay. May na-feel bang pain? Wala. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so upon the examination, there are no any abnormalities found. Lahat naman normal. Since wala ka namang pain, and there's no restriction with the movements, you having normal findings. So, do you have any questions before we end? So, thank you so much and have a great day.